Today, we're diving into a monumental event in the financial universe, the approval of the Bitcoin ETF. This landmark decision is not just a win for Bitcoin enthusiasts, it's a gateway to a new era of investment, blending the revolutionary zeal of cryptocurrencies with the time-tested world of traditional finance. Let's get started. All right, let's break down what a Bitcoin ETF is in a way that's super easy to get. Imagine you've got a friend who's always keeping an eye on Bitcoin's price, and they're so into it that they're a walking, talking Bitcoin tracker. That's kind of what a Bitcoin ETF is, but instead of your friend, it's a fancy investment fund, and you can trade it on a stock exchange just like you would with regular stocks. The cool part? It lets you join the Bitcoin party without actually owning any Bitcoin. It's like having a slice of the Bitcoin pie without needing to bake the pie yourself. Now, here's the deal with owning actual Bitcoins. You're like the guardian of your own digital treasure, storing them in a digital wallet. It sounds cool, but it's kind of like being a cyber locksmith, which can be tricky and a bit risky, especially if you're new to this game. But enter the Bitcoin ETF. Owning a slice of this means you can chill because you don't have to play the role of the digital guardian. The ETF provider is like your trusty sidekick, taking care of all the storage shenanigans for you. So why hop on the Bitcoin ETF train? First up, it's all about the ease of trading. Imagine buying and selling Bitcoin as simply as you would any stock on the stock market. No need to dive into the deep end of buying and storing the crypto yourself. It's all smooth sailing. And second, there's this awesome thing called regulatory oversight. Since Bitcoin ETFs strut their stuff on the stock exchanges, they're playing by the same rules as other securities. This means there's an extra safety net for you, giving you peace of mind that everything's on the up and up, legally speaking. The green light for a Bitcoin ETF could shake things up, not just in the land of cryptocurrencies, but also in the traditional finance playground. This is like opening a brand new, super secure gateway for investors to jump into the Bitcoin pool without actually getting their feet wet with the cryptocurrency itself. What does this mean? More people joining the party, a big thumbs up for Bitcoin street cred, and a whole lot of action in trading and cash flow. It's like putting a turbo boost on institutional involvement and shining a spotlight on what's happening in the market. When the word gets out that a Bitcoin ETF is approved, expect a wave of high fives and cheers from the market. It's like a loud and clear message that Bitcoin isn't just a digital phantom, but a real estate asset. But hold on, it's not all straightforward. The value of Bitcoin ETFs can dance to the tune of different DJs. Think market demand, regulatory mood music, and other behind-the-scenes factors. So, predicting how this is all going to play out? That's like trying to guess the next twist in a mystery novel. In the early days after the approval, things might get a bit wild in the cryptocurrency market. Picture investors hustling to rejig their portfolios and jumping on new opportunities. It's like a financial game of musical chairs. But here's the long game. This ETF could be the anchor that steadies the Bitcoin ship, smoothing out those wild price waves. This makes Bitcoin an even more tempting treat for all kinds of investors, whether they're weekend warriors or big league players. Do you think this approval will lead to a crypto market boom, or is it just another step in the journey? Comment below, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more insightful updates on the world of cryptocurrencies. Alright guys, let's talk about how a Bitcoin ETF approval could be a game changer, not just for crypto enthusiasts, but for everyone in the investment game. For retail investors, those everyday guys dabbling in the markets, it's like hitting the easy button. No more head scratching over the techie side of Bitcoin or biting nails over security. Plus, having a big trustworthy player safeguard your Bitcoin? That's like having a financial superhero guarding your treasure, reducing those risky what-ifs. Now, for the institutional investors, the big fish in the investment pond, it's a whole different kind of party. We're talking about spicing up their investment portfolios with some Bitcoin flavor, all while enjoying the perks of tax smarts and maybe even mixing in other assets or strategies. Not to mention, the Bitcoin ETF could pump up the market's juice with more liquidity, street cred, and big players joining the fray. The approval of a Bitcoin ETF could open the floodgates for capital pouring into the crypto world. Imagine investors lining up to get a slice of the Bitcoin pie through the ETF. This could crank up the demand for Bitcoin and potentially boost the prices of Bitcoin and other cryptos. But hey, let's not get carried away. The Bitcoin ETF value isn't just about Bitcoin's price tag. It's also dancing to the tunes of market supply and demand, regulatory beats, and other backstage factors. So, are you trying to nail down the exact impact? That's like trying to guess the end of a twisty thriller movie. It's like everyone's gazing into their financial crystal balls. For starters, Standard Chartered is throwing out some big numbers, suggesting Bitcoin could skyrocket to a whopping $200,000 by the end of 2025. They're basing this on a guess that a whole bunch of new Bitcoins, we're talking between 437,000 and a massive 1.32 million, could be chilling in US spot ETFs by the end of 2024. Now, flip over to BN Crypto and they're painting a pretty broad picture. According to them, Bitcoin could be playing in the park between $42,000 and $100,000 right after the ETF gets the green light. But hold on, they're also tossing in a more starry-eyed guess, hinting that Bitcoin might just shoot up to $160,000 or, hold your hats, even $1 million. They think this magic could happen thanks to a flood of institutional money and how much Bitcoin is out there up for grabs. All these predictions, they're pretty much shots in the dark. We've got to remember that Bitcoin ETF values don't just mirror Bitcoin's price tag. They're also doing a tango with market supply and demand, what the regulators are up to, and a bunch of other behind-the-scenes stuff. So, nailing down what's going to happen with the Bitcoin ETF. That's as tricky as predicting the weather in a month. The US Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, just gave the thumbs up to a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, ETF. This is huge news and has everyone from crypto geeks to Wall Street bigwigs talking. Why? This move could open the floodgates for a wave of institutional cash into Bitcoin. We're looking at potentially smoother waters, read less volatility, more cash flowing around, and cryptocurrencies getting a nod of approval from the traditional finance folks. But hold up, the SEC isn't jumping on the crypto bandwagon without reservations. They've also warned investors to stay sharp about the risks tied to Bitcoin and its digital pals. It's like saying, sure, join the party, but maybe don't bet the farm. With the green light for the Bitcoin ETF, we could see a domino effect. More adoption, solid market street cred, a spike in trading action, and better liquidity. It's like laying out the welcome mat for the big money players, making everything more transparent and above board. And guess what? The buzz isn't just about Bitcoin. There's chatter about an Ethereum ETF possibly joining the party. If that happens, Ethereum might get to enjoy the same kind of limelight and perks that Bitcoin's basking in right now. As we embrace this pivotal moment in the history of finance, the approval of the Bitcoin ETF is just the beginning of a new era. How do you think this will shape the future of investment and the cryptocurrency landscape? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments section below. If you found this video informative, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on the dynamic world of cryptocurrencies.